and you look, this is perfect.
I think that arrogant guy that comes in after us did it. What's his name? Jim something? Joe something?
Good afternoon, Santa Clarita. You are listening to AM 1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. This is Doug Sutton, and before we get started with Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed, we want to give you an update from the fire. The Powerhouse Fire, which started off San Francisco Canyon Road in that Los Angeles National Forest north of Santa Clarita, is now at over, we just heard about 1,800 acres with 15% containment. There's 600 firefighters on the ground with air tankers and helicopters making drops. And we will give you updates as soon as we get them throughout the show. So, like I said, you're listening to Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed and producer Tilo.
Hi, guys.
Ed, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm feeling like it's milestones today.
Meaning?
Meaning I just watched my youngest son graduate college. Look, I put myself, I want to be younger. He just graduated high school. No, reality, he just graduated from COC. So congrats to all the people graduating high school for 2013 and college.
And this was your youngest son?
Youngest son. It's a proud moment for us because, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but Josh was in special ed most of his school career. And when you have kids, he's a high functioning Asperger's. And talking to him, you really probably wouldn't notice anything.
I was going to say, because I've met him a few times and actually had lunch with him, and you wouldn't know that.
No, and that's why they say high functioning. But Asperger's is a high functioning on the autism spectrum, and they have some learning disabilities. There's a whole spectrum of things they have problems with. But when he was younger, you think about, I'm going to be supporting this child for the rest of my life. I'm going to be having to help him with his rent, and I'm going to have to live with our house. And about 4 months ago, he moved into his own place. He's graduated college. He's got a great job with us. I don't know how we do what we do without him. It just feels such a proud moment to have one of your kids that you felt was going to be at risk of not being able to be contributing to society to graduate college and have a lot to offer. It just very proud.
So Ed, did you happen to give the commencement address at the graduation today?
Yeah, right. They're going to let me do that. Diane, please, I have a few things to say. Can you step aside? They would have liked it. She had a very long speech today for the commencement. They probably would have liked mine better. I'd say, yeah, party!
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, Ed, because you'd be the perfect one to give a commencement address.
Right. Poster child of ADD. Yeah. You could do it too, kind of thing.
What would you have said if you would have gave it today, or one of the high schools?
I'd say, I'd say congratulations. You successfully graduated college. And in that time, you've learned never to look someone in the eye while handshaking their hand. And that you successfully disappeared when your parents had great dinner parties to go play video games in the back room. I just want to let you all know that you've successfully alienated yourself from every prospective employer you'll meet in the next 6 months, that you really should have taken the time to learn some of those niceties that your parents, who seem so old-fashioned, were trying to teach you.
So you're talking about their dad's friend who they'd see on occasion who seemed like such a weirdo, they avoided him at all costs.
Right, the computer guy that only talked about data stuff when he came over for dinner. That's the guy you should have said, hi, I may be graduating soon, maybe you've got a job for me. I don't think kids look, we're in a society now of not 60-second sound bites. We're in 3-character responses and nods. It's like I send something to you that's 4 words and you go LOL or BRB. There is no
BRB.
Be right back.
Oh.
And then you come back 3 hours later and they're still there. I mean, our society has really changed down to, I don't have to explain what I'm doing and what I feel. I'm just going to give you a 3-digit response. So I don't think that they're able to communicate with the workforce, at least until their friends own the companies they're working for, and then they'll probably resume by text. They'll go, dude, I'm hungry. The other guy texts back, dude, do you want to work for me? And you go, that would be cool. And then, can you come in at 10? And the other guy will go, can you make it 11? I kind of sleep in. And I've heard that employers are actually starting to change the way they hire because the work pool has gotten so unable to be stressed out during the interview process that they need these kids because they know how to work on computers and stuff. So they're now like putting gymnasiums in the middle of the work area to make sure that they're happy at work. And I'm just going,
So how do you feel like I do, being I'm one of these people you're referring to?
Okay, first of all, you're in the same age group that they are. but you seem much more mature than the standard 24-year-old.
Oh, thank you.
So when I first met you, I knew you had an older mindset. Not that you're old, but you had responsibility. You were organized. You've probably been that way since you were 7. And I needed someone not to be as wild as I am, that someone would go through a list of things and actually complete all 7 of them. And I knew that you would do that. So that work set was very impressive to me.
You know, I'm flabbergasted when we've interviewed young people that come, whether it's for an internship or an actual position, the way they're actually dressed. And I've had them come in with with a ball cap on, you know, with piercings out everywhere. Look like they got shot with a nail gun. And I don't have a problem with that, but when you...
What's your hobby? I'm a nail gunner.
Young folks, when you're going to go to an interview, you got to know who you're interviewing with, and you've got to kind of know the culture of the company, and you got to learn to adapt. It's time to learn to adapt that sort of thing.
Tiffany's going to have to give you your experience of the first interview when we get back from the break. Kind of counter what you said. Kind of not.
Kind of exactly what you said.
Yeah. So you're listening to Mind Your Own Business, hometown station AM 1220. We'll be back with you in a few.
You're listening to AM 1220 KHTS-Santa Clarita's hometown station. This is the Mind Your Own Business show with Doug and Ed. I'm Doug Sutton. One more update before we take our time off today on the fire. There is evacuation sites available. If you know somebody that has to evacuate up there, it's Marie Kerr Park. It's at 39700 30th Street West in Palmdale. That's 39700 30th Street West in Palmdale. Small animals can go to the Castaic or Lancaster Animal Shelter. They will shelter them there until you're allowed back. Large animals should go to the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds, where they have plenty of room for the large animals, horses and the like. And for more information, updated information, always go to hometownstation.com. All right, Ed, we come to the end of our show today.
Do you want to sing the Carol Burnett song?
What is it?
So glad to have this time together.
But I want to tell folks about this week's Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds. You just heard Robin Sandoval on from SCV Bonds, Bail Bonds. She writes an article every week for it, and it's always interesting. The one today we talked about is even if you verbally threaten someone, you're liable to be arrested. I also want to talk every other week we have a sports capsule, a good article that's written by Mr. Tim Haddock, who is the sports director here. And it's really good stuff on local stuff and professionals. He's got a very interesting view on what's going on with the Dodgers and all the problems they're having. And then he also writes about, for instance, this week, West Ranch baseball, high school baseball team that did very well in the playoffs. And he writes about the Masters College. And our Santa Clarita Gazette now, it's free news. You know, other newspapers you have to purchase. Ours is free. You can pick it up anywhere where there's foot traffic. Every week, folks, we have almost 700 classified ads. 700 of great stuff to buy and to sell. So check us out, Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds. Tilo, what do you got for 25 Score this week?
All right, well, it's another lunch mob, so exciting week for us at 25 Score.
What's a lunch mob?
That is a great question, Doug.
Thank you.
It is a chance for business owners or business-minded people to come together once a month, get out of their office, meet people they may never have met before, and do some networking. We have lunch. We always have a guest speaker so they can learn something new and get out, meet people, and get some new business.
We're looking for volunteers to be tasered this week.
Yes.
Tasered?
I don't want to be tasered.
This month's speaker is Maura from Copper Eagle. We had her on the show a few weeks ago, so it should be pretty interesting.
She's pretty fun. Taser woman.
So it is Tuesday, so in 4 days, June 4th, this Tuesday at Marie Callender's will be this month's lunch mob. It is from 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. And directly following lunch mob, we are going to have our Passport to Savings Directory meeting.
Now, I keep hearing something about this passport. What is this passport?
It's like kind of like a Trojan horse that we bring into the schools and introduce them to all these great business people. No, what the passport is that the high school students all get 25 scorecards, and they end up going into the hands of everybody who buys a card at both all the Hart school districts and the college school district. COC hands out about 12,000 cards a year, and they get this Bible of all the merchants, and the merchants that have that as their demographic can get this into the hands. They hold on to it all year. It has QR codes to track who's looking at it. And it was really successful last year. This year will be a lot bigger. We started earlier, and we're having real success with these meetings.
So it's like a magazine?
It's a magazine, just like what you produce.
Gotcha.
But it's a targeted magazine attached to the card. and it's been an effective way of letting people know who don't have the app what merchants honor the card. And the merchants like it because they get to meet all the other merchants when they meet at one of these meetings. 25 merchants come in and, oh, hey, I do this. Maybe we can do some cross-promoting. So we're not afraid to put them all together and mix it up.
So if we've got a business out there that's listening right now and they say, hey, I'm interested now, what should they do?
Call 661-25-SCORE, talk to Tiffany. Register for Lunch Mob online. It's all over the place if you're in contact with us.
Add
Otherwise,
us on Facebook, 25
Add us on
Score.
Facebook
Add our
and-
mobile app, 25 Score.
yeah, hit the link, pay your $15 and come see us.
All right, well, we got about 50 seconds.
So,
I'm giving the board off a hard time. He's over
yeah,
here having a tough time.
Doug's juggling to
I want to be
stall
just
for time.
like Rush Limbaugh and go right up to the news, but Peter, the board guy, won't let me. He doesn't think I can do it.
If you do it, he just cuts you off anyway.
Yeah, that's true. He holds all.
So
the
congratulations to all the kids
All
in
the graduates.
Santa Clarita. School's out forever.
Get a job.
Get a job. Learn how to shake hands with people in the eye.
Learn how to interview properly. Dress properly.
Remember, the guy interviewing is terrified he's actually going to hire you. Make sure you make him feel comfortable that you're not going to be a disaster.
All right, everybody. You've been listening to Mind Your Own Business with Ed and Doug, and
Tilo.
and producer Tilo. And we'll be back next week at 1 o'clock. Please turn in. See you then.